All right, coaches, we're talking D-line. Mission. D-line's mission is to disrupt the line of scrimmage, swarm, tackle, takeaway. Stance. We are a 4-point stance. We like to teach them to kind of turn their palms out a little bit, be in a compact stance where they can move, but we're in the 4. Alignment, we are nose to nose with the tackle center tackle. We do not reduce down on the weak side. We stay right there. Our tips, here's the basis of slant name. Step, rip, build your house at heel level. They got to be like robots. Step, rip, build your house at heel level. Don't get too far up the field. We know all that stuff. All right, number 2, get to the ball. You got to be a get to the ball guy, or you're not going to play defense. You got to be high motor. You got to be all about swarm and tackle. Next is play with your eyes. That we are a very read-based defense. There's always someone that we're going to be looking at, and that someone is going to tell you what to do. So you got to play with your eyes. Next, low dog wins. It's D-line. It's the trenches. The low dog's going to win. We tend to play with smaller guys. We have to have great pad level, and we always talk about our eyes being under their chin. That's how you know you're winning. If you ever get to a position where your eyes are above their chin, that tells you to reshoot. Drop your hips, get lower than them. Next, speed and quickness. Again, we're playing with smaller guys. We put the big guys on O-line. We put the quicker, high motor guys on D-line, so you have to use that speed and quickness. Next one, high motor. We're looking for high motor guys. Guys that typically you wouldn't think are going to be D-linemen. If they got a high motor, they can play for us. And the last one is what we talked about in the last video, just that hyper competitiveness. We want guys who compete. We want the guy who wants to go up against the best O-lineman, not the one that wants to go up against the worst one. We want the guys who get excited about the big games, about the hard opponents, not the ones that you're going to blow out by 50. We want hyper competitive people. Competition is fun, and competition makes us all better. All right, now let's talk about the drills real quick. First one we do, because we got one shoot, we got to kind of alternate who gets into the shoot. So O-line usually starts there. So we start with a step, rip, build drill. You can do this with the lay down dummies, or you can do this just draw 2 lines on the ground. They go from one line to the other, but we want everyone working. If we're slanting to the right, you're going to step with your right foot. You're going to grab grass and rip with your left arm. You're going to get to heel level, build your house. From there, in real life, once you build your house, you're going to pursue flat down the line and get to the ball. Next one is get off, and we do that in the shoots just to make sure our pad level's right. So we got the ball on the stick, and we're doing all that, making sure we're an eyes on the ball team, not an eyes on the guy team. Next one is butt face hip drill, and that's our base defense. We're reading the guard, and we got 3 reads. You're either going to get a butt, which means he just pulled. We're going to chase with our inside hand. You're going to get a face, which means he's coming at you. We're going to get our hands on him, stick him in the hole, put his butt into the hole and clog the hole with him. And then you're going to get a hip drill, a hip read, which means the guy's blocking down either on the nose or on the backer. You got to punch that hip and be ready to spill the next thing that comes at you. And so you can line up a whole bunch of guys all at once and work those same reads all together, but it's about repetition. They got to be able to get the butt face hip read, and they got to be able to get it fast, and they got to know what to do. Next one is a trap drill. Do it at the beginning of the year. Might not be an everyday drill, except during wing tee weeks, or when we know we're going to get a lot of trap. But we gotta be great at how do we play the trap. So we get a hip read. We're punching the hip. Now we got a guy coming at us. We got to spill the next thing. So our rule is always we're going to spill the second level block. So punch the hip, rip, and that rip should turn us upfield. We should be right where we want to be on the trap. Double team drill, again, because we play with smaller guys, we know all the spike your knee in the ground and get your hands on the guy, but we're playing with smaller guys. We're usually out man size-wise. So we are pretty much when you feel the double team, you're throwing your inside hip into the ground and creating a pile right there. Next one, our pass rush. We got one pass rush move. We are a SWAT punch rip team. So we're getting out the field. inside hand. The ball's in here. Inside hand's gonna swat the hand. Outside hand's gonna punch the shoulder. That should open our hips. Inside hand's gonna rip as we go around the corner. And then the other one we use is the figure 8 drill, where you get the big hoops and you chase each other around the hoops. Really focusing on that inside foot, turning direction you wanna go is the key to that thing. And then pass pro drill, because we're an air raid team, we get 10 minutes of pass pro drill every day. We focus on this. Number one, we feel like we should be great pass rushers after getting 10 minutes of pass rush every day. But we also want to do a great job of being cover down guys, meaning once the play's over for offense, it's not over for defense. They're having to turn and sprint back to the coach and simulating that cover down, where we're swarm tackle takeaway people. You got to be a get to the ball guy. So if the ball got out, then you got to be flying back downfield to get into the play. And we've all seen on film where great things happen when your D-line covers down and gets down the field. They're not expected to be there, and big things happen. So that was quick, but that is the basis of it. You know, if they can watch the ball and get off the ball, if they can have their first step, their rip, and get to heel level, if they are high motor, get to the ball guys, and if they can read their keys, if they're playing with their eyes, if their pad level's right and they're playing with their eyes, then we got a D lineman that we feel like we can win with. Thank you, coaches.